Hey Tesla family, Austin EV Only here. Today we have a 2014 Tesla Model S with a bad onboard charger. It's actually not showing any errors or alerts in the display, so it's an intermittent error at best. He took the car to Tesla already. The service center said that he needs a new onboard charger, despite there being no errors. And so he wants to get it done. I ordered a used charger because Tesla was quoting him for a new charger. That plus the labor was just too much for him to stomach. So he brought it to me, asked if I could install a used charger, and we're gonna give it a go. Coming up. My name's Kevin, I'm the owner of Austin EV Only. If you're new to the channel, we do repairs on all models of Tesla and the Chevy Volt, Fiat 500 electric, and the list is growing every day. If you're new here, we'd love it if you'd subscribe. It'd mean a lot to us and help others find our channel. The first step is going to be to take out these rear seats here, as the charger is underneath the rear seats. No one actually shows how to do this, so I'm going to show how to do it. So if I pull hard enough, can I get these seats out? Like, it felt like I was going to break something, which is why I stopped pulling so hard. But let's give it a go and see what happens here. All right. Yeah, right here's where I pull. Pull with both hands. Oh yeah, okay, great. Okay, now come to the other side. Again, I'm putting my foot down for some leverage. Getting both hands, one on each side of the pillar, and pulling up. Pull, 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 pull. Got it. All of that is how you do it. This is how we do it. Okay, now that I've got that up, I've got a surprise for you. There's our onboard charger. That's it right there. That's what all this is all about. Okay, so these are heated rear seats, so I've got to take apart these little wirings here to get them out. There we go. Okay, and then on the other side, we'll disconnect these as well. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, and then the last one is down here, right there. Looks like it's all taped up. Oh no, we're good. Okay, we got it all disconnected. All right, let's pull this seat out. And to remove this cradle here, we need to take out the bolts. It's 11 millimeters. Let's do it. Okay, I have to remove the seat belts. Yes. And so all of these came out easily except for one. All right, Bubba, you asked for it. Torque wrench in effect. There we go. That busted it. That's so funny that it was just a little too torqued for me. Okay. I feel like it should just be sliding out now, but it's not. Probably because the seats are resting on it. All right, stand by. So I was really hoping to avoid taking the seat backs out, but I can see now that that is a dream that is not going to happen, because right here, this bracket goes up and supports the seats right there. And so obviously doesn't seem to be an easy way to get these seats off of the bracket. So we are going to have to take out the back seats. Dang it.
What? Oh, come on, man.
Okay, I'm getting super frustrated with trying to figure out how to get these seat backs out. I mean, now that I got the side panels off, I can't figure out like how to get these seat backs off. And I'm just gonna try to rip this basket up. I mean, I feel like this project has turned into when in doubt, rip it out. So let's see what happens when I rip up really hard on the front side of this basket here. Oh, look at that. She came up. Okay, and it's still attached here by a weld. So the whole problem is just this one piece is welded in there. Otherwise, if it was screwed in, this wouldn't be such a problem. Well, let me have a talk with the Tesla engineers about how crappy they did by welding this one piece in here. All right, so as we're coming up here, Get it up nice and high. Found an old elastic band. There we go. Great. And now with all these orange wires exposed, I would say that we're long overdue for disconnecting the contactors, that is pulling the fireman's loop and de-energizing this car. So let's go in and do that right now. Come on, just give me the controls. Open up. Pull up on this side. And now that I've got all of the trim pieces out of the way, I can finally pry apart the fireman's loop connector. And now that I've got that disconnected, I can go back to the high voltage junction box. There are two 10mm bolts in the front that we'll undo now, as well as two 10mm bolts in the rear. I'm leaving the lid on so as to not expose myself to any of these high voltage wires, even though I disconnected the fireman's loop. And once that's done, I can reach in on the side of the OBC and disconnect the high voltage connection. Next, we'll turn our attention to the onboard charger. There's two screws on the left side, each 10mm, one here and one there. And in addition, there are two 10mm on the right side underneath the carpet here. Now I need to disconnect these low voltage connectors. The one on the left is the 12 pin. I'm going to pull back on the tab here. Okay, two hands. And we got the 12 pin connector out. Second, we're going to do the 10 pin connector again. Need to pull back on the tab and a little assistance from my needle nose pliers. Okay, now I've got the 10 pin disconnected. And finally, I want to reuse this zip tie. So rather than just cut it, I'm trying to carefully extract the zip tie so that we can get this high voltage wire off the top. Okay, you just need to disconnect a single 13mm grounding lug right there. Awesome. Awesome. All right, I think we've reached the part of the show where we need to take off the coolant lines, and these are filled with antifreeze, so you know that stuff's gonna go everywhere, right, and just make a total mess. I'm gonna see what I can do here. Maybe we can clamp it off with some vice grips and, you know, minimize the spillage. Don't want to squeeze these too hard, could end up rupturing the line. Okay, there we go. And then let's see if I can get in here. Of course, they're not facing straight up. Why would they be? There we go. There we go. Cool. Got them clamped in there. Back them off. And let's see if we can't wiggle it out just as it is. Oh, come on. Let's see if I can push it back a little bit. Whoop. There we go. Yep, I see a little bit of coolant already coming out. All right, here we go. Oh my God, it's under pressure. Let me stop and do the other side, clamp that side off. Okay, I ran out of vice grips, so I used some plumber's pliers to do that one. So now I'm gonna get in here, and of course it's upside down again. There we go, now it's locked. Look at that, just like a ton of okay, it's coming. I assume there's gonna be a ton of coolant coming out. Man, it's like spraying out under high pressure. Why? Now we'll do this one. Yeah, again with the high pressure. Oh my God. All right, let's see if we can't wiggle this bad boy out. I think it's completely disconnected now. Stuck on it. Here it comes. Oh man, you gotta plug this thing up. It's just leaking everywhere. Wow, that's a lot of coolant. Okay, I spent an insane amount of time with some shop towels getting all of that coolant up. It's so much coolant, I'm really worried now that we're gonna have an air bubble. But I'll deal with that later. Let's just get this new one in. We should call it old one because it's looking more beat up than the one that came out. But it is a newer variant, so it's got that going for it. All right, I think the first order of business is to slip this sucker on there before I even try to place it. So let me lift this side up, tip it in place. There we go. Very nice. Slide it, slide it, slide it, slide it, slide it over. All right, I guess that's as far as it's gonna go for now. All right, now let me start sliding this guy into place. See, I see where the pegs are. Let's see. Oh, they're right there. Okay, cool. So let's pull this guy up, slide it on. Okay, it's in place. Great. Okay, I just got this guy back in. It's too much to do on camera, so I'll slip these guys back on. There you go. Great. And then this one. Sweet. Hopefully some of these errors start to clear. All right, let's just fight with this to get it the rest of the way on. Here, I'm gonna undo this guy here. Probably needs to come off the same way it went on. Okay, great. Good, the hose is definitely not busted. Let's try to get it a little more seated. There we go. And then wipe up the remaining. Oh yeah. Got it. And then pop this sucker. Watch the fingers. Got it. Okay, now let me drop this junction box down and plug it back in. And I feel like with that, oh yeah, ground this box. And then after that, should be ready. Oh, wait. Come on. Okay, I think I got one in. Oh, here comes the second one. Here it comes. Oh, come on. All right, let's just use the screwdriver and wiggle it a little more. I very much doubt this is the official safe way to do this. Okay, I think, yeah, it's not coming out now. Okay, great. I feel like we made things worse. We went from no alerts to all these alerts, and one of them was like vehicle unable to charge. Oh yeah, right there. I just want to take note of the part number here. This is a -C part, and that is the original, and then the part that I ordered off eBay is a -K. I don't know what the TSN number means, but that's really the only thing I can find different, and obviously it's not working. So I switched it back to the old onboard charger, and immediately it's able to go into drive. So yeah. So obviously, either I got a bum charger or I don't know what to say here.
One eternity later.
Look at this charge port, straight up red. Like, no, we're not doing it. And I can't put the charger in either. So I just noticed something. It says this is a slave, not a master. That's probably my problem. Is there a way to convert a slave into a master? Okay, after realizing that this charger is a slave, I figured out that you actually I don't need to send it back and reorder a new charger. There's a command in here, configure charger as master. So let's check that out. Okay. Okay, cool. So let me get this all set up and I'll show you how to work it. Okay, according to the service bulletin, what we're going to do is disconnect the fireman's loop here, but leave the 12-volt battery connected. So that's different. Then we're going to put a battery maintainer on this. So that one go in there, and then the other one is over here. If that'll work. All right, cool. Check out my battery maintainer. Yep, it's on, it's maintaining. Great. Then you can see I double stacked the chargers. So we've got the old charger on the bottom, the new charger that I want to install on the top, which is currently a slave. And what we're going to do is we're going to hot swap these low voltage plugs. It said it's very important to do the one on the right first, or it calls it the front one. So, okay, so we'll do that first. Disconnect. And come to this side. This one's a little harder. I usually need two hands, so bear with me. Okay, they're calling this the 12 pin. They're calling this the 10 pin. So it said to disconnect the 12 pin first, then disconnect the 10 pin, then reconnect the 10 pin first. Kind of reverse order. There we go. And then connect the 12 pin. All right, now we got that plugged in. Okay, I think we're ready to run this. 13 complete. Successfully configure Gen 2 as master and reset the ECU. To finish procedure, go to the infotainment dashboard and set the charge type value to charge status routine. Okay, so we come here to dashboards, infotainment dashboard, and then charge type. Yeah, this is it. Type of charger, test the single. I'm not sure how one would even make changes here. But that's the type it is, it's single. So I think we're okay here. Test the single. So now what happens if I reconnect the fireman's loop? Okay, reconnect that. Okay, so now I'm gonna swap these back. I've done this so many times that I'm gonna do this off camera. But get the new one in place of the old one, and then we'll fire it up. Okay, got the the new one installed. Slave that's been repurposed as a master. So let's go to the dash. Let me focus here. Okay, so we got some errors here. So let's see if refreshing the software helps a little bit here. We're gonna run the, what's it called, coolant purge, and then we're gonna run the software refresh and see if that clears these up. All right, let's start with the coolant air purge. Although I found that this does absolutely nothing. So I can't seem to get the gateway unlocked to perform the coolant air purge, so let's just skip ahead to software reinstall. Let's see if we can do that. God damn it, this again with the another update is in progress. Yeah, it looks like it's trying to update the nav right now. Right in the middle of when I'm trying to do this. let's plug in the old charger and see if we can't clear that. Okay, now the old charger's in. Now, I don't know if this nav update's what's messing me up or what, but let's do a software reinstall here. Oh man, still with the, there's another one in progress. So let's do the hammer function, see if that works. Okay, run the hammer, see if it works. I wonder if one way to kill this never-ending nav update is just to disconnect the 12-volt power, reconnect it, and then get in ahead of it and request a ECU relearn. Nope, that didn't work. I went immediately, as soon as this thing fired up, to request the ECU reinstall, and this jumped in ahead of me, and immediately, you know, I got the little download arrow. So I guess I'm just gonna have to wait for this God forbidden thing to finish downloading and installing before I can do my thing. Okay, finally finished that stupid navigational update. So now we are gonna try to do the software reinstall. Please work this time. Yay! So that didn't work at all. Look at all these alerts. A lot of them have to do with the high voltage junction box. That's super interesting. Maybe saying it's not grounded or something? Let's check that out. Now everything's definitely hooked up right on that new one, so I'm about ready to give up here and just say to heck with this new charger. I think it's faulty. The fact that it was a slave was not a good start, and so I'm just gonna order a new one. This is frustrating. You know, I did everything exactly by the book, and it's still, you know, it's still a mess. So, to be continued. Okay, so we're back. What is this, like day 7 of trying to replace this onboard charger? I keep swapping out, swapping in, swapping out, swapping in. So, this is the original. And again, the car seems to work fine on the original. Customer wants to replace it because Tesla told him to, but it seems to me like it works fine. And then here's the one that I ordered. It was advertised as a master, but then it, you know, clearly is a not a master. And I tried to reconfigure it to become a master, but the toolbox said that it got reconfigured, but it still would not, when I put it in the car, it still was throwing errors. And now we have a third one that just showed up today. So let's try putting this third one in and see what happens. I swear, if this doesn't work, I'm just gonna...
Just kidding.
Okay, so as we learned, we can swap out these cables without actually getting everything plugged in, and the car will at least acknowledge whether this is a working... In fact, you're supposed to be able to do it while the 12 volt's still attached. But I disconnected the 12 volt anyways, just to be extra safe here. Whew, that one's stiff. Alright, plug it in. Okay. Now we're gonna attach the car and see what happens. Looks like it's not a happy car. So, I don't know, man. Let me try to reinstall the software and see if that does anything. Okay, these are interesting. So it says like charge, phase, version mismatch. So maybe reinstalling the software will do it for me. Let's give it a try. Okay, it's done updating the software. Let's get the live reaction. Is it clear? Can I put this thing in drive? It looks like I can. Okay, of course, you know, trunk and front are open. I don't care. The point is, it's a good charger. I think we're done. Oh, thank goodness. All right, let's get this sucker. I need to actually install it because, as I mentioned, I just kind of hot-wired it. I'm just curious, what are the alerts before we bug out? Let's see. This has to do with the autopilot something. Not my problem. Okay. Oh my goodness, 3 chargers into this adventure and we finally have achieved a replacement. So this is the original. Again, it wasn't throwing any errors. Customer says, the Tesla says it needs to be replaced, so we replaced it. This is the first one I ordered. It is a slave, so it didn't work. And then this is the second one I ordered, and everything seems to be working. So before we go, I'm going to try one more time to use the Tesla toolbox to reprogram this slave as a master and see if we can get it to work. I'm just super curious, but this is like extra credit now. Okay, I think I'm at the part of the story where I'm doing what's called failure analysis, and I'm looking at this slave charger here on top. I plugged it in and fired up the toolbox, checked the status. It said it was already a master, and then I was like, is it really? So I tried to convert it to a master, and it says, you know, charger's already configured as master. Okay, so that must mean that the last time I tried this, like a couple days ago, it did in fact convert it to a master. So we know for a fact now that it's configured as a master and it's still not working. So I think we have a bad charger. I think the guy, like, not only did he sell me something that was labeled as a master in the title and the description, but ended up not being a master, but it's not even a working charger to begin with. That's what I think. So either way, I mean, he's agreed to take it back based on the fact that it was falsely advertised. But I think I'll try one last time to do a software reinstall and just see what happens. And after that, we're gonna just call it quits and send that part back if it doesn't work. Okay, this Tesla finished its update, and I think we just need to admit that it's not a good charger. Like, it's been configured as a master, and it's still throwing errors. You know, I got sold a bum charger, and that's the bottom line. So I'm going to send it back. I'm really disappointed that I wasted, had to be at least 25 hours, at least, on that bad charger. Like, pulling it out, putting it in, pulling it out, putting it in, trying to, you know, reinstall the software, trying everything, you know. That's a ton of my life gone. Those are a lot of billable hours I'll never get back. So just ultimately very disappointed in how this went, but glad that we finally got it done, and I'm sure the customer will be happy to get his car back. Well, that's all for today, folks. If you found this video helpful, please smash that like button, and more importantly, please subscribe. That's how we make more videos. Until next time, this is Austin EV Only.